So if you're watching this video, I'm pretty sure you've probably watched quite a few self-help videos, right? And you will have seen all these videos about focusing on I am and the thought and one thought and constructing and manifesting and let me ask you a question. You've done this. How did it help? Honestly, how far has it got you? So why do I say this? What's this about? Where am I going with this? Does the universe work on thought? Does it? So why do you think that focusing on thoughts, I am, will get you anywhere? Reciting a mantra with a certain meaning. Why do you think that's going to get you anywhere? Holding a mudra. Why do you think that's going to get you anywhere? Holding a yogic posture, doing a kriya. Why do you think that's going to get you anywhere? I mean, what a load of nonsense. I see on YouTube, there are videos that get tens of thousands of views, hundreds of thousands of views, some even millions of views, that are literally taking AI scripts talking about these things with a lovely AI voice that's very matter of fact. And people suck it up. Does the universe work on thoughts? No, it doesn't, does it? To awaken your godlike powers, your psychic abilities, focus on this thought, this mudra, this mantra. What a load of dogmatic nonsense. Seriously. If we have a thought will stimulate a feeling, right? That feeling, emotional, will stimulate an energetic vibration, right? A subtle one. Too subtle for many people to actually notice unless they really focus on it. What happens if you forget the thought, if you forget the I am, forget the ego, forget the nonsense, and just focus on developing the energy? Kundalini awakening. Is it about thoughts? Is it about emotions? No, it's got nothing to do with it. Now, of course, we do have to de-armor ourselves, take the armor away, get rid of all those beliefs, all those blocks we have. Yeah, we need to get rid of them. But once we get rid of them, what is it about Kundalini that is so powerful? There are two parts of Kundalini, right? There is Shakti and there is Shiva. Shakti is energy. And with energy, there are many parts to energy. So we can say there's Jing energy, there's Qi energy, there's Shen energy. We can say there's water energy. We can say there's fire energy. We can misunderstand these completely and say masculine energy and fire energy. but it's about energy. When we have enough energy, when Shakti rises, there's no thought. The energy rises. It connects us to consciousness. Now, when you get to the higher states, it's very interesting what happens. Because people that I work with, my students, they have these experiences, these knowings, these understandings. They get to this level and they all say the same thing. I don't know how to put this into words. I don't know how to describe it. Because it is beyond thoughts, it is beyond words, and it is very difficult to describe. There is a reason why all the best ancient texts are written in subtle or metaphorical language, because words do not begin to describe it, because they can't, because it is energetical. It is a level of consciousness that is beyond words. So instead of focusing on the I am or the mudra or the mantra or the thought or the keeping the mind open, if you just focus on your energy, whether that is your jing, your essence, your sacred sexual energy, that then can transmute into chi, collecting chi from other places, that is then transmuted into shen, or whether we build the prana and the tantric energies, or whether we receive a transmission from others who have reached this point. This is how I work with my students. To feel this level of energy, to activate the dantians, to open the chakras. When you understand it's not about human constructs, words, and we just focus on the vibration. And we don't focus on the vibration purely in our 20-minute practice every day. We focus on feeling these things all day, every day. I recently received a comment from someone saying, I've been working on opening my chakras for 10 years. What will something do for my future lifetimes? Well, first of all, if you're thinking about future lifetimes rather than reaching a state of nirvana, you're not really going about things the right way. If you are developing your chakras for 10 years, I take my hat off to that person because they're a very patient person. But it just means that they're going about it wrong. They're going about it in human construct ways rather than simply understanding there is an energy that has different frequencies, that we feel them, that we focus on them, that we build them, that flow through channels inside and outside our body, into fields, that activate more things, that open our consciousness to bring us into states that we cannot put into words easily. Yet somehow we can reach a level of control and understanding, not based in words, to take us further. When we let go of words, is when we can embrace, call it psychic powers, call it the cities, call it they are natural abilities. To walk down the street, to move your legs forwards. No one ever gave you words to work out how to walk, did they? Learning to ride a bike. They could give you an explanation. Your parents or whoever taught you to ride a bike gave you an explanation. But at the end of the day, those explanations didn't get you to ride that bike. There came a point, there came a feeling of when you started to pedal fast enough, when you started to get that equilibrium, you started to know how it was going to go. And the words told you that there were the brakes, but it wasn't the words that told you, now put the brakes on to slow down and now put your feet on the ground. It was instinct that allowed you to do that. When you got into the flow of riding that bike, is the first time you rode the bike. Whilst you were thinking about it, you didn't ride the bike. So when you got into the flow, that's when you started riding, right? Psychic abilities, the cities, consciousness is the same thing. When you let go of these words, when you let go of the thinking, when you let go of the visualizations, when you let go of the affirmations, when you let go of the I am the controller, you focus on the flow of energy, the feeling of the energy, and you allow and you embody the energy. So it rises, so it connects you to consciousness. And you make this connection permanent. And you allow yourself to flow for as many minutes of the day as possible. And every time you forget that you're in the flow, you bring yourself back to the flow and you stay within that flow. Lots of things can happen energetically. Energies can rise up the back channel, up the front channel, up the middle channel. Things can flow down, talking of the land of milk and honey, flowing down. You can connect to the higher chakras outside of your body. You can connect to consciousness. You can see things from consciousness. And when I say see, I'm not saying seeing with your eyes. It's more like seeing in a dreamlike state, but it's not even the same as a dreamlike state. It's different. You are intuitively feeling these things going on. Now, they can be interpreted into visions, and those visions can be very confusing because they will be in themselves quite metaphorical, because they're not in our language. You have to release the language to be able to understand these things. You release language to ride a bike. Same principle. Different idea, same principle. This is how we awaken these godlike psychic powers. It's very simple. Connect to your energy, focus on your energy, stay in the flow, connect the different frequencies, the different levels, until Shakti rises far enough to connect to Shiva. The whole word enlightenment, to become lighter or to become full of light. Of course, light is metaphorical. It is not light as in the sun. It is not light as in weight, but it can feel as both. There is no word to describe it truly. It's a feeling. It's a level of energy. It's a being. It's an embodiment. Now, of course, if you're stuck and controlled by your fears, by duality, you won't reach these things because it's still your words and your memories and your programming controlling you. These things must be let go of, released, let go of, embraced, let go of, understood, let go of. Only then do you really, truly, honestly have a chance at this. What do you think? Can you do this? Leave a comment down below. Remember to subscribe to the channel. Remember to share this with people that you might think will find this useful. And if you're interested in going further, faster, deeper into this, and you want help getting there, go to theawakeningenergy.com. Come study with me. I've helped people all around the world get there. It doesn't have to be difficult. It doesn't have to be hard. It doesn't have to take a decade. Hope to see you there. If not, I'll see you in another video.